With every upcoming season, you have a new set of animes. And of course, with every new season, you can anticipate there being an anime that you should watch alone. Or with the homies if y'all really about that life. But this season, I found one of those shows that we can actually talk about. I mean, of course, it still falls in this category, don't get me wrong. But maybe this is the show you should pick up this winter season. But first and foremost, if you like videos talking about new anime like this, show some love to this video. It helps me out tremendously and I greatly appreciate all of you. Now then, let's talk about this Chained Soldier. Now listen, I'm not the biggest fan of these types of shows. It's just because after you've seen one, you've basically seen them all. Now that logic does not apply to the real world, gentlemen, don't get me wrong. But one after another, at some point you just get tired of. You need some type of new factor to make these shows stand out. And well, when it comes to Chained Soldier, they do a little bit more than the average. You see, Chained Soldier is our new spicy anime for the winter season. And while it may be cold with these winter fronts everywhere, Chained Soldier may keep you warm. We start the show off by following our main protagonist, Yuki. And yes, it is true, he looks like every other main character you'll ever see to ever exist. And on top of that, this world can be considered an isekai. Now jokes aside, there's just way too many of them and you're never gonna find the needle in the haystack. But even so, the isekai portion of this anime doesn't really shine. And you'll understand what I mean in a few minutes here. During one random day, our protagonist was walking around doing nothing. And it just so happened, a gate opened up that takes you to another dimension. This gate takes you to the dimension named Mato. And within this dimension, there are demons that can kill you. You know, same old stuff, right? But our main character Yuki does not have powers to defend himself. So instead, he's at the mercy of waiting for someone else to show up. And on a random coincidence, our heroine show up a part of the Demon Defense Force. Now, of course, as you can assume, the Demon Defense Force is supposed to stop these demons. However, the leader of the 7th Division, Kyoka, gets separated from her team. Now, I should emphasize that everyone within this dimension has powers if you get a peach. Oh, this is gonna be so hard to explain. A peach is a resource that you can consume. If you consume the peach, then you get superpowers similar to One Piece's devil fruits. So of course our heroine within inside the 7th Division already have their own peach. Anyway, we see some of their peaches in action, but the commander's peach seems to be the most important. Using her peach, it seems she's able to make others become her slave, and therefore she decides to use it on a male for the first time. Now it seems our main character Yuki really didn't mind being her slave, especially because to activate her peach she has a specific requirement. But after that, Yuki transforms into some type of beast and destroys all the demons around. Honestly, we don't care about that, that's not what we're here for. So once Yuki returns back to normal, it's time for the commander to give her reward. And she quickly explains it's not her choice, it's just how her peach works. So as my loyal viewers, here you go. Now lucky Yuki, he decides to not be a normal human being. Instead, he decides to join the Demon Defense Force. Now let's just be completely honest here, it's not really just because he wants to save the city. And he's also not doing it to revenge his sister's disappearance. I mean, come on now man, we're all thinking the same thing that you are. You are living in a house undetected by other people you know with 4 other women. And really we should just count it as 3 because she tells us why. So of course he's going to be swayed to stay here. And please don't forget that they're a part of the 7th Division. Meaning there's at least 6 other divisions similar to this, full of nothing but women. I mean, oh my goodness, Yuki's about to go crazy. But even so, this show will get crazier as we go along. So if you're looking for something to fall inside that freaky deaky realm, maybe Chained Soldier is for you. I know this is a short one guys, but I usually don't talk about the new anime each season. So if you want to see more little skits like this, show some love to the channel. And also I want to give a big thank you to the Patreon. And now if you're wondering what to watch next, we just talked about a bigger anime last season. So I suggest you go check that out over here. And maybe if Chained Soldier goes crazy, we'll talk about it again later on. Y'all have a good one. Take care.